Hey folks, here, welcome back in the Repome Master video. So Danny just randomly dropped a bomb on us, right? So they did it last month with Volkner. They teased Volkner on their Twitter 2 days, I think, before the data download, right? Or update, right? And today they dropped this Omega bomb on us. Much cuter bomb. But it is Lucia and Altaria, right? Which is Omega Poggers, because I'm a huge fan of both her and Altaria, so that's really nice for one. And yeah, it means stuff is coming, folks. Stuff is coming, obviously. So let's go over the stuff, right? We don't have too much info or details, but we do have a bit, right? So first of all, in her first tweet, they play a bit of her story event. So she is going to get her own story event, which is pretty, oh, she's so cute. Yeah, she's gonna have her own story event, just like Volkner, just like whatever, right? We don't know the format or whatever, but she's having one, basically, for herself, which is pretty popular. I mean, every first sync pair that comes every month gets a story event. I mean, so far, right? So nothing too amazing there, or surprising, I guess. And as for some other stuff, the translation Google is pretty doo-doo, but basically, we're getting her story event on the 30th/29th, depending on where you live, right? That's probably the update date, and yeah, she's getting a story event. That's mainly what they're talking about here. Nothing too much info. And we also have her sync move animation as well. She is I can't believe I have to say this, because folks have been always saying it's a 4-star, it's a 5-star, right? And can also 6-star EX. I don't think there's any other info. It is a Draco Meteor sync move. So it is Dragon type, by the way. For those wondering, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Look at her sync move. She'll poggers, and she is going to, mega the Altaria. It isn't a mega, so yeah, it's a mega. And boom, 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 big meteors, flashy pink sparkles, very cool. So yeah, that's basically all the info we have now. So Lucia Altaria is coming out. There's a story event accompanied with it, and we are getting it on the update date, which is 30th/29th, again, depending on where you live. So that's pretty poggers. So some people have reviews saying, oh, why dragon? Why is it not flying? Why is it not fairy? Why is dragon? We have so many dragons. True, we have a lot of dragons. However, if you just stop for 15 seconds and use a few brain cells, right? I know sometimes it's hard, but, to think about it, right? Altaria, what type is it? Dragon flying. That means it doesn't get fairy type until it megas, and when it megas, it loses the flying type. So when it's regular Altaria, it's dragon flying, and when you mega it, it's dragon fairy. So it's impossible, unfortunately, for it to be flying type or fairy type. It could have flying type moves, it could have fairy type moves, right? When after it megas, but it cannot be, or normal type moves with like a fairy shift, right? Which could also be possible. But it's not going to be flying or fairy type. Again, it could have those type moves. Although we do show that it at least confirms it has like one dragon type move, which is a sync move, Draco Meteor, right? But yeah, it's not going to be flying type. It's not going to be fairy type, because that makes no sense. So anyways, that being said, what is it going to be? Personally, I hope it's not a striker. We have enough dragon type strikers, honestly, right? You got Haxorus, Kingdra, Rayquaza, Dragonite, Kommo-o. Probably missing like another 7, but you get the point, right? We have a lot of dragon type strikers. We have one dragon type support, which is Salamence. Always makes me a bit sad when I think about Salamence being a support, but it's fine, I guess. Whatever. I'm I'm learning to get over it. I really do like Drake as well. It's nothing against supports. It's just that it's not that great of a support. I mean, it's not terrible either. Well, mainly obviously it doesn't have a sync grid. If it gets sync grid, hopefully it gets better. But yeah, anyways, it's just kind of weird to see Salamence as a support, right? But speaking of supports, we have one support dragon and no tech dragons. Personally, what I hope to see Altaria would be a dragon type, another dragon type support. I think it would be very, very nice if it was another dragon type support, and specifically a special support, special defensively support, right? I really hope that that Altaria is going to be like a special defensive tank. We have had so many 5-star physical tanks, right? Steelix X defense all, Dawn, with Torterra X defense all, Singsu Blue, even though he does have the the other thing, right? Team Shout, whatever. No, not Team Shout. The thing, the thing, right? The shield thing, whatever. But he also has X defense. There's so many units with X defense. Can we get some more with X special defense? Like every time when I'm like trying to tank like a special heavy stage, time to bring Starmie again, right? And then we also obviously have Skyla, which everyone and their mom runs in every single team, which also has sharply raises defense for the whole team, right? With MP refreshes. So please, can we please get a special defense tank? I mean, looking like Altaria's like stats, right? Like it has a good special defense stat. So like, can we please translate that a bit and get a decent special defensive tank here? That would be personally very, very much appreciated. As for like any tech things, I'm not sure what I mean, it doesn't have to be a support. It could be also a tech, right? It's not like techs can't use it can't be tanks, right? It could also be a tech unit and just have like a very, very high special defense stat or something like that. That would be pretty poggers as well. But I just don't know what it would do like tech wise, right? Other than tanking for Altaria, right? So we'll see what happens. Personally, as long as it's not a striker, I'm good with it. I'm good with either a tech or support. My wish is it would be a phenomenal, special defensive tank. I do think we need a bit more of those. We don't have nearly as much options to choose from in comparison to the physical versions, right? It could also be some kind of healer. I mean, that could be nice, right? It has like synchro healing, just like Clefairy does. That'll be pretty poggers. We'll see what happens. I mean, it does seem like it might have Draco Meteor, so there's that. So hopefully it does have like, if it is a support or tech, have like a lower gauge move to balance it out a bit. It might be the more I think about it, it might be like one of those attack units that could also do some damage with the grid or whatever. I think that might be a possibility, since again, just show Drake Meteor here. But it doesn't mean, having a high gauge move doesn't mean it's gonna like be like that, right? I mean, there's plenty of tech supports that have like high gauge moves that are completely useless, right? They're still like techs or supports, right? Mainly, and phenomenal at that, right? So anyways, that's gonna be this one. I guess hope you guys enjoy. Let me know, guys, think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to the channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. Last time with Volkner, before we go, they did post like some of its info the day after, so stay tuned tomorrow midnight. We might also get some news there as well. We'll see what happens. But yeah, again, that's it for this one. Stay safe, folks, and I'll see you guys in the next one.